Hedera HBAR. This is one of those projects that I have been talking about for well over, over 4 years now, which is kind of crazy to think about. But we are now watching what I have been, talking about for so long and predicting happening for so long finally be realized in. And I am very excited to watch this happen in real time with all of you out there. And we're going to be addressing that in this video. We're going to be talking about what I am addressing. And we have a lot to, just go over as well. So definitely sit back, relax. Welcome to the channel, everyone. My name is Nick. For those that are new to the channel, hopefully by the end of this video, you do become a subscriber. So listen, what I'm talking about right now is the fact that HBAR is sitting pretty at number 15 on the top 100 list. If we look at the last 7 days, this thing is up over 33, almost 34%. The last month, nothing too crazy going back to December, but the last year, this thing is up over 300 and almost 60%. Now, if we're talking about, price action here, very similar to XRP, but I do expect this to actually have a much larger move here on HBAR, probably well over 40 cents because we have been hitting a little bit of a wall at about 40 cents. Once we do break over that, though, the all-time high on HBAR will be hit fast after. And we probably will break over it, and we will go into price discovery in a large way. And I do think that that's when a dollar for HBAR gets realized in. And at that point, over $38 billion in market cap, well, that would have us trading in the top 10. Something that I have been calling for a very long time. And I even did mention it over on X. I said, HBAR is extremely close to breaking into the top 10. I have claimed for over 4 years now that this will happen. This is why I say that time in the market is far more important than timing the market. And yes, I want you all to understand that sometimes, the biggest wins are not the ones where you're like, all right, well, guess what? I'm going to buy the bottom, the perfect bottom, and I'm going to sell the perfect top. It just does not happen that way. I see so many people try to sell out of these altcoins at this level, buy at this level, and, repeat over and over again. It's impossible to do. I want you guys to understand that it's almost impossible. If not, it is impossible to do that. Being perfect in trading is something that does not happen easy. It does not happen almost ever. So when we think about this, right, trying to time the market, it could cause you to get wrecked very fast. This is why I always say that time in the market is far more important. But I brought this up because I saw HBAR Tata make a post back in November where we have position 51 to 29 in 1 week. After that, we see at 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, and it did hit about 13, 11 hours ago. But what's crazy about this is that this is from the 17th of January. From November 17th to January 17th, we moved up from 29 all the way to 13. That is crazy to me. But this is something that was inevitable. And even when we look at the DeFi market for Hedera as well, guys, this thing has been on fire, over $400 million worth of TVL. And also, when you look into some of the volume in terms of the DeFi market, and we'll just go to the monthly, right? So December was, it was a historical month for Hedera DeFi. So in terms of DeFi volume, the volume was over 629 million. And already in the month of January, we're over 242 million. We're not exactly at that 600 million mark, but we still have about half of the month left. We will probably close in on about 500 million, probably won't, push above the December, amount, but we will get pretty close. And I do assume that the next month in February, we should actually overshoot that $600 and almost $30 million worth of volume, in terms of just TVL and DeFi, volume. Now, in terms of app revenue, I have been watching this a little bit more closely actually over the last couple months because we want to see a lot more revenue. I mean, so far, this thing just started to track this back on December 22nd, but it feels like we are starting to see a little bit more revenue for the apps in the Hedera ecosystem, which is very good to see. Outside of app revenue, I still have been focused on the core developers and commits as well, which it seems as though we are starting to have a significant amount of developer growth here in terms of commits and also just core developers. Now, also, I have been focused on HBAR volume itself because this actually provides us, and this just broke on me, but it looks like this is a problem with their end. So I actually can't look at HBAR volume, but I know that recently we were looking at the HBAR trading volume itself, and this was like well over, I think the last time that we looked at it was like 40 billion in 1 month, which is pretty crazy. So I could just imagine what the actual volume here is for HBAR. We'll definitely have to check back when DeFi Llama does update that because it seems as though their website is broken. But outside of that, the growth across the board for Hedera is just off the charts. But it's also because of the recognition that Hedera is getting. Right now, we just got a big update from Coinbase, which is saying, hey, guess what? HBAR is now available for custody on Coinbase Prime. This is an institutional-based platform. So now we're going to start to see institutions flooding into Hedera as well, which is very exciting to see, on top of retail. But we continue to see Hedera push update after update, and these conferences are also a very important thing to focus on. For an example, we just saw another big conference being announced on January 22nd. This is with Hedera, APAC DAO, and Chainlink, shaping the future of digital assets in Thailand. And this is exploring how tokenization is transforming the financial landscape. Now, mind you, Hedera and Chainlink just, announced that they're working together on advancing Hedera price data feeds for institutional DeFi initiatives, which is all tied right back to tokenization. Guys, if I am being honest with you, we are about to witness the infrastructure of tomorrow forged through some of these names like Hedera. And, we continue to also see some very big announcements regarding some initiatives on Hedera like YSAT. So YSAT just recently started to see a lot of recognition because of the connections back to SpaceX. So if we actually look here, this is the founder and CEO of WiseKey and SealsQ. We have thanks Financial Times for the visibility to YSAT. And if we actually look here, we could see that WiseKey's YSAT satellite powered by SealsQ next generation post-quantum security successfully launched to orbit by SpaceX on January 14th. Now, you might be thinking that this is why HBAR is pumping because this is, again, Hedera tech that's getting sent to space. But this is actually not the reason for that, but we will get to that here in a second. We also have over here Hedera, WiseKey, and SpaceX. This is from Subjective Views. WiseKey launched its advanced YSAT satellite into orbit using SpaceX rocket. This satellite is part of an initiative to secure Internet of Things devices through post-quantum security, which protects against future threats from quantum computers. What makes this special? Well, the use of Hedera's DLT, which ensures that data shared between devices stays secure and transparent. Hedera provides a trusted and decentralized platform that supports YSAT, IoT communications, and device authentication. And if we actually look here, we could see in the announcement, this goes back to January 14th. And if we look over here, we could see that this is all based on Hedera's DLT. So again, very exciting stuff. And this is just one small initiative that we did address previously, but it officially launched on the 14th. Another big announcement that we just got was this, which is today, Vaultic and the World Gemological Institute, WGI, announced a partnership to tokenize $3 billion worth of diamonds, gemstones, and watches with jewelry as well on Hedera. This is $3 billion worth. I mean, this is crazy. This is crazy. And if we actually look here, we can see from Generation Infinity that this announcement alone represents 1/5 of the current global tokenized RWAs, less stablecoins. Guys, $3 billion. We have over here that we're excited to announce that Voltic and the World Gemological Institute have partnered to tokenize $3 billion worth of diamonds, gemstones, watches, and jewelry as RWAs on the Hedera network. Through this partnership, Voltic and WGI are addressing some of the most pressing challenges in the luxury market, including fraud and the lack of transparency through the creation of immutable digital certificates. These certificates providing a secure way to track the provenance, grading authenticity, and ownership of gemstones, watches, jewelry, and other valuables, redefining how luxury goods are bought, sold, verified, and protected in the digital age. For additional security, each token ID will also be laser printed onto assets, enabling cross-referencing with its corresponding digital certificate, and it's all invisible to the naked eye. Likewise, every certified item will be sealed with an NFC chip, which must remain intact throughout the supply chain until it is accessed by the owner. Upon receipt, the customer can scan the chip via their smartphone to access the digital certificate. So yeah, I mean, listen, as we really look at Hedera in terms of the RWA space, like I said, the growth here is insane, and this is one of the main reasons why HBAR has been pumping so heavy recently. The overall public recognition of HBAR and Hedera in this space is growing. It's growing rapidly, and I don't think that we have much more time in this space watching Hedera hover around the top 15, top 20. I do think that HBAR is going to be a top 10, top 5 project. It's only a matter of time. Sometimes the best way to look at this space is by being a visionary. When we look at HBAR, okay, just for reference, the last year, during this entire time back here in 2024, while HBAR was trading sub 10 cents, or how about this entire time, back in July into August, September, October, even in the beginning of November, during this entire time, right, all I heard was negative about HBAR. And, listen, I addressed the FUD. I've talked about it. When we look at the supply of HBAR, when we look at what's been happening around Hedera during, a lot of 2024, there was a little bit of, some issues that were addressed and resolved by Hedera in a very, very professional way. But I even said then, yeah, sure. Are these concerns that we should be addressing? Yeah, 100%. Are they going to stop Hedera from becoming a top 10, top 5 project? Absolutely not. And, again, the overall amount of negativity that was circulating around HBAR during that entire time, though, when we should have been utilizing it as an opportunity to buy, it was insane. And now today, people can't stop talking about Hedera. And it's because of all of these announcements. It's because of all of these discussions. So when we really look at what's going on here, guys, I want you to realize the opportunity that is being presented to you. I want you guys to realize what's happening around Hedera. I want you guys to understand how big Hedera is becoming. $3 billion being tokenized is absolutely insane. This is an insane amount of RWAs, and I do think that Generation Infinity's post really speaks volumes of why, this is just a crazy amount of money to be tokenized on Hedera when the total RWAs on chain is 15 billion. The tide has turned. The focus should be on projects like Hedera. And I want you guys to realize how ahead of the game we really were, because I'm sure that a lot of you have been listening and paying attention. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on because more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.